Shopping for jeans online as a petite can feel a little like playing the lottery. You find your perfect pair on the model, you order your size, and somehow when they arrive, they look completely different. It can be exhausting for petites. And if you're tired of the buy and pray it fits approach, we have a better option. Buying petite jeans online doesn't have to be a guessing game. You just need to understand 3 measurements that matter a lot more than the number on the tag: inseam, rise, and proportion. And I want to show you exactly what those differences look like. I own the exact same Madewell Perfect Vintage Wide Leg Crop Jean in a size 25 petite and in a size 25 regular. Same jean, same size, very different fit on my 4'11" frame. So let's use them to decode what petite should actually be looking for when shopping for jeans online. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Lindsay, I'm 4'11", and I help women build an elegant closet that actually flatters and fits. If that's the kind of content you're looking for, be sure to subscribe. Let's start with the biggest misconception about petite jeans. Petite does not necessarily mean they chopped a couple of inches off the bottom. A true petite cut can change the proportions of the jean vertically. And that's important because when you're 4'11", an inch isn't a tiny difference. It's a much larger percentage of my overall height than it would be on someone who's 5'8". So let's put these 2 pairs next to each other. The first measurement I want to talk about is rise, because this is the measurement I think petites overlook most frequently. The front rise is essentially the distance between the crotch seam and the top of the waistband. You'll usually see something like 9-inch, 10-inch, 11-inch, or even 12-inch rise listed in the product details. Here's why that matters. High rise isn't a universal location on the body. A rise that hits the model right at her natural waist might come significantly higher on someone with a shorter torso. So when you're shopping online, don't just look for the words high rise or mid rise, look for the actual number. For example, if you already own a pair of jeans that hits you exactly where you like, lay them flat and measure that distance. Now you have a benchmark. Instead of thinking, I like high-rise jeans, you can say, I know a jean with an approximately 9-inch rise looks really great on my body. That is so much more useful when you're shopping across brands. And this is also where comparing petite and regular sizing gets interesting. Look at where the waistband lands on me in each pair. Neither is necessarily wrong, but they're creating different proportions on my body, and that's what we're really trying to understand. So this is the 25 regular, and this is actually the pair that I bought first. As soon as I slipped it on, I felt like the proportions were quite nice as a full-length pant. Now, was that what Madewell originally thought would happen? Absolutely not. But on petite, sometimes you have to seize that opportunity when it is presented to you. So here are the differences. This is a 27-inch inseam, and then it has a rise of 10 7/8. So it's subtle, but significant. Now we're in the 25 petite, and I'm getting much closer to what it looked like on the model. Here's what changed. So the inseam of this is now 25. That's a big difference on a petite frame. And then the rise also changed. And to me, that subtle tweak in the rise made this pant much more flattering. So the rise now is 10 3/8, making it hit right at my natural waist where my belly button is. Next is the measurement petites probably already know to check: inseam. Your inseam is measured from the crotch seam down the inside of the leg to the hem. But here's where I think petite shopping gets confusing. Your ideal inseam isn't one fixed number. It depends on the silhouette. The inseam I want in a straight leg jean may be completely different from the inseam I want in a wide leg crop or a full length trouser. And this Madewell pair is the perfect example because it's actually called the Perfect Vintage Wide Leg Crop Jean. Crop describes where Madewell intends for that hem to fall, but a crop on a model at 5'8" and me at 4'11" look very different. This is why I don't automatically reject regular size jeans just because I'm petite. Sometimes the regular version gives me the look I want. It could turn a crop jean into a full length if that's the silhouette I'm looking for. The important thing is that I'm making that choice intentionally. So before buying jeans online, look at the listed inseam and ask, where will that measurement hit on my leg? Better yet, measure a pair of jeans you already own that has the length you're trying to recreate. That way, you're comparing measurements instead of comparing your 4'11" body to a 5'9" model. Now we need to talk about something that almost never gets discussed on the size chart: pocket placement. And unfortunately, you won't get a measurement for this, but you can learn what to look for. Back pockets create visual landmarks. Their size, width, height, and placement can change how the entire back of a pair of jeans looks. On a smaller frame, a pocket that sits too low can visually pull everything downward. A pocket that's very large can take up a disproportionate amount of space. And pockets that sit very far apart can create more visual width. This is one reason why hemming jeans isn't the same thing as buying petite jeans. While a tailor can shorten the hem, they generally aren't rebuilding the entire jean to move the pockets, the knee placement, the rise, and other design details into the petite proportions we're looking for. So if a regular jean somehow feels off even after you fix the length, this may be why. And there's another petite denim mistake I want to address. Two women who are both 4'11" can need completely different jeans because height alone doesn't tell us how height is distributed. You might have a longer torso and shorter legs, a shorter torso and longer legs, a higher natural waist, or completely different proportions through your hips and thighs. This is why I don't love blanket rules like if you're under 5'2", you need a 25-inch inseam. Maybe, maybe not. Your own closet can actually give you much better information. Find the jeans you already love, measure their rise, measure their inseam, look at where the pockets sit, look at the width of the leg. Take those measurements with you when you shop. When you do this, you're essentially creating your own personal denim size chart. So if I were shopping for petite jeans online today, here's the order I would use. First, ignore the model for a second. The model is useful for understanding the intended silhouette, but she cannot tell me where those proportions will land on my body. Number two, find the garment measurements. This means I want the actual rise and inseam, not simply high rise or ankle length. That doesn't tell us much. Third, I'm going to compare those jeans to a pair of jeans I already own. If my favorite jean has a 9-inch inseam and this inseam is 11, I know it's going to land differently. Fourth, look closely at the product photos. I'm checking pocket size and placement, where the knee appears to fall, how fitted the jean is through the hip and thigh, and where the hem is intended to hit. Fifth, we're going to check every length option. Petite, short, regular, extra short, because I don't care what the label says, I care about the measurements. A regular crop jean might become my perfect full-length jean. A petite full-length jean might still be too long. And a short length from one brand might be completely different from a short length somewhere else. The goal isn't to find the label that says petite, it's to find the proportions that work for you. So the next time you're staring at a pair of jeans wondering, will they work? Don't buy and pray. Check the rise, look at the inseam, examine the pocket placement and overall proportions. And compare those measurements to denim you already know works on your body. Because once you learn how to read a pair of jeans instead of simply reading the size on the tag, shopping online gets a whole lot easier. And if you're petite, especially 5 foot and under, that is exactly what we do on this channel. We're figuring out why clothes fit the way they do so we can make smarter shopping decisions. If that sounds like your kind of style advice, subscribe, because I have a lot more petite fit deep dives coming. See you next time.